Hello and welcome to Trish Polish. I'm Trish and my goal is to swatch as much of the nail polish in Japan as I possibly can. If that sounds like something you'd also be interested in, please consider subscribing. If not, that's okay too. It's still nice to see you. I am so excited about today's video. We've got a little bit of history, a lot of nail polish, and hopefully a good time. So, what are we doing today? Wow. Today we've got polishes from Ueba Esou Gofun Nails. So I'm about to history dump and brand info dump on you, so if you want to just skip to the swatches, no offense, just skip right to this timestamp. Ueba Esou got their start over 260 years ago in Kyoto, Japan. This is important because Kyoto was actually the capital of Japan from about 794 to 1868, so that is a good span of time. You've probably seen pictures from Kyoto even if you didn't know it was from that area. Like if you Google like Temple Japan or Shrine Japan, you've probably seen pictures of someplace like Kinkakuji or Fushimi Inari Shrine with all of the red gates, or even like the temple on the mountain Kiyomizu-dera. Those are significant like cultural sites in Japan even to this day. And if you've ever seen a picture of a geisha, she's probably from the Gion area of Kyoto. My point is that Kyoto is seen as still a very significant cultural and historical center because it's got such a long history. As I mentioned earlier, according to Ueba Esou's website, they have been around for over 260 years. Of course, they didn't always make nail polishes. The brand actually got their start making paint supplies and art supplies for traditional Japanese paintings. So basically, they're like an art supplier for traditional Japanese artists, and they have been for a really long time. To this day, they still hand make all of their paints and pigments in their factory in Kyoto. One of their painting mediums, Gofun, is actually finely ground like scallop shell that can be used as a base for different paints. So this store creates paint and art supplies for artists. What else could be considered a paint and an artist's medium? Nail polish. So fast forward in time to 2010 and the company created their first nail line. These polishes are made with Gofun powder, so it's the finely milled scallop shell, and they're also made with as many natural ingredients as possible. They are water-based, so they do come off with rubbing alcohol. You don't need to use any acetone for removal. The colors in their nail polish lineup are all based on their paint pigments, so colors that have been in existence for over 260 years. Wait, so they do also have like a couple of modern colors, like a couple of glitter colors and things like that. But for the most part, the nail polishes are based on the traditional colors. I'll talk a little bit more about pricing and availability after the swatches, so stick around for that. We've got 5 polishes to look at today, and I have definitely talked your ear off, so let's get into the swatches.
First up today, we have the shade Banana. Banana in Japanese is also banana. As you can see, it is a bright, almost Laffy Taffy yellow banana color. So I know this brand makes paints and I probably shouldn't be like blown away with the coverage and the pigment on this first coat here of the yellow, but y'all, look at it. It is super pigmented. I've never really used water-based nail polish before other than like peely base, so I wasn't really sure what to expect from the formula, but for this one in particular, I didn't really have any problems with like it going on smooth. Like it went on like a dream, and the wide flat brush really helped with application. Like I didn't need as many swipes back and forth across my fingernail, if that makes sense. And to be completely honest, I don't know if I've ever used a yellow nail polish that had this good of a coverage in the first coat. Like, what? I was a little sad to notice that it did get a lot more goopy in the second coat. Like, it's nothing that's not like manageable, but it was a lot thicker to put on. And maybe, I don't know, like this polish dries so freaking fast. Like you have to be like the Flash to put this on before it dries. So maybe that had something to do with it too. Maybe I was too slow. In the end though, and by the time I got on a top coat, I feel like 2 coats was the perfect amount of coverage for this polish. It is just a beautiful, beautiful, bold yellow. It was super impressive and a way to start off with a bang. And here is Banana in 2 coats. Next up is Ichigo Milk, which is strawberry milk in English. Warning, these polishes do not work with a peely base coat. Wear a regular base coat or this will happen. Anyway, as with the last polish, this one was super impressive here in the first coat. Look at that coverage. Also, this color is so freaking cute. It looks like melted strawberry ice cream and it is such a mood. I love it. So you can see here on the first coat on this one as well, it was almost a one coater on me, and for this type of pastel to have this good of a coverage in just the first swipe, like totally impressed here. The formula is not too thick, not too thin, it is perfect. Again, with the wide flat brush, I feel like that really helped with application because I didn't have to drag the brush back through the polish, so I didn't find that this went on streaky like at all. One thing that really kind of threw me off when using these though is that they don't have a smell like at all. The brand does mention that they try to use like as many natural ingredients as possible, and one of their selling points for this polish was that it didn't have a smell, and it doesn't. I guess it kind of smells like paint, but like it's not an unpleasant smell. So impressed with how well this pink covered and like the pigment in it and the color. I think for me, this is like the perfect pink color. And here is Ichigo Milk in 2 coats. Next up is the shade Shirohanada. This is a super light like baby blue or a powdery blue. It is one of the spring limited edition colors. In English, the name means white light indigo. Right off the bat, you can tell that this color is a lot less pigmented or a lot lighter in color than the previous two, like it's not as saturated. It is a really pretty, almost white light blue. And I don't really think it's the case that the color is less pigmented. I think that it's just supposed to be a more sheer polish. A lot of the polishes in this brand's lineup are actually like sheer leaning as opposed to opaque, so that's something to keep in mind as we do these last 3. This one does have a tendency to go on just a little streaky though. I thought that I'd be able to even out the color in 2 coats, but as you can see that wasn't the case, and it is still a little sheer or patchy in some spots, so I made the decision to go in for 3 coats on this one. And I feel like that really helped to even out the color and get rid of some of the streakiness, but it is getting a little on the thick side. But that could totally just be my application because like I said, I've never really worked with nail polish like this before. Like I've never really used water-based nail polish, and I've definitely never really used nail polish that was made by a paint store. So this is all new to me. In the end, 3 coats was the way to go, and as you can see, it did even out really nicely. These polishes do tend to dry just a little bit deeper or a little darker than they apply, so that's something to keep in mind. And here is Shirohanada in 3 coats. Next up is the shade Reimeiiro. In English, this translates to dawn or daybreak. This is a really beautiful sheer, almost mauve-leaning pinkish purple. It has a really thin dusting of silver glitters in it, and I feel like that really helps to add to like the vibe of this color and its translation and its meaning, because it looks like the sky when the stars are starting to fade and night is fading and the sun is rising. Like that's the image behind this color, and I don't know, it's just really pretty. But it is also really sheer. I don't think I'd call this a jelly, it is just a sheer polish. The application on this one I found to be just a little bit challenging because you can see here, like it keeps pooling a little bit by the tips of my fingernails. Now, it could be because I didn't get all the cuticle oil off, it could be because it doesn't like my base coat, it could be like a bazillion different factors for that. The most likely culprit is my application. Okay, so call me crazy, but I was ready to stop at 3 coats, and then I thought, Trish, what would this look like in 4 coats? So here we are with 4 coats of Reimeiiro. And when I tell you that it was probably too gloopy at this point, just trust me on that, and I probably just should have stopped at 3 coats. But the color does look more opaque if you just keep climbing Polish Mountain. Honestly, it was about that point that I realized that this probably wasn't intended to be an opaque color and it was intended to show a bit of nail line. Now I know, and next time I will definitely stop at 3 coats. And here is Reimeiiro in 4 coats. And last but definitely not least is the shade Suou. The translation for this is that it is a type of wood that you can get red dye from. So this color is not red, and in the bottle it looks purple, it almost leans blue, it has a strong coppery shifty shimmer, and a faint dusting of gold glitter, I think. So let me tell you, when I put this on my fingers and it came out as orange, it was literally the last color I expected to come out of this bottle. It is super sheer, but like, where did the bluish purple go? I'm not even kidding. I probably applied this polish like with my jaw hanging on the ground because no way could you have convinced me that that polish was going to turn this color. And it dries down even darker. The formula is great. It is a little patchy, but I think it has a really similar formula to Reimeiiro, so I would go out on a limb and say that their sheer polishes with glitter in them probably apply like this. So I knew after the first coat that this one was going to be another one that I would possibly go in for 3 or even 4 coats, like to get the true color out. But I did decide to go ahead and stop at 3 on this one. So in the end, what we have is a dark, coppery, orangey, sheer polish with a dusting of gold glitter. I feel like this would be a really beautiful autumn color. Now, as you can see, it looks patchy, but that's only from certain angles. So I'm still trying to explain this color to myself, so you'll just bear with me. Like if you look at it head on, it looks a little patchy, but if you look at it from the side, it absolutely does not. And when it dries, that color, it completely darkens up. This color is a literal ninja. It's so freaking cool. And here is Suou in 3 coats.
So what do you think? Which one of these was your favorite? Should I have gone with different colors? Should I order more? Leave me a comment down below and let's chat about it. I'm really curious to know y'all's opinion on water-based nail polishes and the longevity of them and if you think it's worth it or not. As for my favorite from these 5 polishes, I am torn. I'm torn because I love the simplicity of Ichigo Milk because it's like the perfect pink pastel. It looks like strawberry ice cream and the opacity on the polish was super freaking impressive, but I'm also drawn to Suou, believe it or not. I legit expected a like dark purple or like kind of a blue tinted polish, and I was like completely floored when it magicked itself into a coppery orange. What? Was not expecting that. The polish is literally a ninja and it's really beautiful, so I'm torn. Really quickly, I did want to share some of the other goodies in the super cute gift box that the polishes came in. Now, I ordered a 5-bottle gift set and it came with a really nifty wafu gift box, like a Japanese style gift box. It also comes with organic nail polish remover with the set, and it smells like an essential oil, and I can't put my finger on which essential oil, but anyway, yeah, it smells like it doesn't smell like acetone. On the website, it shows that it does come with a cute postcard as part of this set, but I was not expecting the gorgeous bookmark that came with this set, so I'm really excited about that. I love it when like brands throw in little extras. I think it's really, really awesome. And now, as always, a little bit more information about pricing and availability. The polishes come in 10 milliliter bottles. They retail at 1,430 yen or up to about 1,650 yen, I believe. They do charge extra for glitter pigments, but it's listed on the website, so you'll definitely know that the polishes cost more. It's all listed out for you, so it's not going to be a surprise. These polishes have literally no smell. Like, if I had to pinpoint one kind of almost smell that they have, I would say watercolors. You know those watercolor trays that you used like in elementary school, like elementary school art? Like, it just smells a little bit like paint, but it's not a strong smell and it's definitely not an unpleasant smell. It's kind of like a nostalgic smell, I guess. These polishes come with a wide flat brush, so you can cover a lot of your nail real estate in one swoop. Also, one thing I thought that was really cool was the logo mark, the little white fox on the front of the bottles. It's been the brand's logo mark since the paint company started over 260 years ago, and it's never changed. So I don't know, I think it's like easily recognizable, if that makes sense. These polishes are available for purchase on their international website, and yes, the brand does ship internationally, so I will link all of that information in the description box for you, plus their Instagram. They do have a YouTube page, and I'll go ahead and link their Japanese website too, just in case you want to have a browse. There are some nail art ideas on there, so if you're curious, all of that information will be in the description box for you, so please do go check that out, because I think this brand is really cool, and like the nerdy part of me really appreciates the history behind everything. Do you know what I mean? So that's gonna be all from me today. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And if you'd like to hang out and talk some more about Japanese nail polish, or just nail polish in general, Please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and y'all have a good week.